Think of me as your YouTube big sister, a massive liability that still has no idea what to do with their life, but I did make it through university, and these are the things that I wish I knew before I went. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Catherine and I make videos all about sustainability, minimalism and wellness. If that sounds like it's up your street, then make sure you press the subscribe button and don't forget to tick the bell to be notified every single time I post. As today is results day in the UK, I thought that I would share a video with all of the things I wish I knew before I embarked on my university journey. If you're thinking about going this year or next year, then hopefully these tips can help guide you so you can be a little bit better prepared for when you leave. If this video does help you, then make sure you give it a thumbs up because it helps other people find my videos. My first thing that I wish I knew before I started university is to not be scared to defer and to definitely save some money before you go if you haven't already. Now, when you're ready to leave college, all of your friends will be applying for university or they will have secured an apprenticeship or whatever it is that they want to do. So you feel this immediate pressure to really pick a course and just go for it. But the main thing for me is when you get to university, yes, most of the people around you are going to be 18, but there are loads of people that are going to be there that are older than 18, and actually they're in a way better position because they've taken the time to decide what it is that they really want to do, and some of the people who maybe come from less privileged backgrounds have had the time to save some money to make your university experience a lot more comfortable to live in. I did take an extra year before I went to university because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And by the time the year had passed, I was really panicking and I felt that I was behind already. But in reality, there were people on my course that were older than me and I could have taken that extra time to really decide on what course to do. So learn from me and take that time and save some money because you're going to need it. Number 2 of the things I wish I knew before I went to university is that shared accommodation in first year sucks. It's so gross, it's so loud, and it's not ideal. But it is where loads of people form their friendships before your degree will actually start. Now, I didn't go into shared accommodation in my first year, and I do regret it to a certain extent because when you finally start your course, you're kind of going around and you're like introducing yourself to everyone, and like everyone already knows each other, so you've kind of got to like put yourself out there when everyone is already comfortable and familiar with each other. So I would say if you are nervous about shared accommodation, if you're like me and you're quite shy, I would say just go for it. Like if you can, put yourself in that position because it is a lot harder to make friends afterwards if you don't go into shared accommodation. But to be honest, I much preferred my living situation, not being in shared accommodation, so you have to like weigh it out and decide what works better for you. But it's definitely a lot easier to make friends if you are in shared accommodation. But have no fear if you do not want to go into shared accommodation, because my third tip is join societies and clubs. The great thing about societies and clubs is that you're going to meet people with mutual interests to you that aren't necessarily in your course, or if you're not in shared accommodation, you're branching out and meeting extra people. Now, I didn't join a society until my final year of university because, again, shy. But I really regret it because you will find people that you vibe with straight away. You can try different ones, and also if you do join like a sports society, then it's a great way for you to get exercise as well. So I would definitely push societies, especially as many of them are free, so it's like a free perk of university. You've paid all that money, you might as well get as much as you can from your student union. Number 4 is learn how to meal prep now and you will save so much money at university. So the best way to do this is either learn recipes from your family and loved ones, or you can go to YouTube and find lots of recipes that are made for people on budgets. But you learning this skill before you go to university is going to help you out such a great deal, because trust me, when you get there, you're going to want to eat takeaways all the time because you've never had the chance to do that before and you've got your loan and you're like, I've got money, I can't be bothered to cook, I'm gonna get a takeout. But you will put on weight, so just don't do it. Save yourself some money, start to get into that habit, and you'll be in a much more productive mindset. You'll be healthier, your mental health will be benefited from the good food that you're eating. It's just a win-win. So get practicing with your culinary skills and start meal prepping. Number 5 is the biggest thing that I wish I had reminded myself while I was at university, and that is to call home more, because you've stepped out of your bubble where your friends are and your family are at home, and you are doing this really adult thing. And when you're at university, you think that you need to be there and be independent and study and cook for yourself, and you've got so much more responsibility that sometimes you can forget about your family life at home, and actually they are still there to support you. Even though you are by yourself and you're doing this really adult journey by yourself, you don't need to be alone and you don't need to suffer alone. So make sure you call home and stay in touch with your friends and family, because they're always there for you. Number 6 of the things that I wish I knew when I was at university is it is okay to change course. If you get there and you've got a gut feeling that you don't like it and you feel like, now I'm here, I've realised that the subject isn't for me, or maybe you've discovered a new passion since you've been there, don't be scared to change your course. I wanted to change my course straight away, but I was so scared to do it because I knew that I didn't have extra funding. I was worried that I'd spent my loan and I wasn't going to be able to get more funding for it. I didn't change course, but you definitely can. If you get there and you feel like you can't carry on with the degree that you're on, then definitely explore new subjects, because you get one shot at having a student loan, so you might as well do the right thing. Make sure you're on the right path, because you don't want to get all the way through and then be like, damn it, I wish I just changed in the first year. Next is, a lot of industries will require placements or free work before they will even give you a job. Now, before university or while you're at university is the best time to do this, because you don't have too many responsibilities. Because as soon as you leave university, if you're not going back to live with your parents or your family, you can't afford to work for free. So do as much as you can to get some work experience while you're at university or in your gap year, just to get yourself out there, so when you do leave uni, if you want to go straight into work, you have that experience on your CV. A degree and work placement is going to put you far ahead of everyone else. Another bonus tip I have with this is I would 100% recommend doing some volunteering while you're at university. I did a little bit of volunteering while I was at university, and actually it has been so important. Every time I go to an interview, they want to talk about my volunteering experience, because it just makes you stand out so much more than everyone else, because A, it makes you look like a considerate and caring person, and B, it shows how proactive you are, especially while you're studying. Another great thing about volunteering is that you are going to give back to the city that you've moved to. It's a great way to meet people that live in the city, and it's also just a nice way to give back. And especially if you're suffering with stress, giving back to a community of some sort is going to give you a really nice sense of fulfillment. So I definitely recommend volunteering too. Number 8 of the things I wish I knew before I went to university, and it's so lame, but become pals with your teachers, because they 100% have favourites, and a lot of university essays and coursework are opinion based, so you want to be on the side of your teachers. And I probably shouldn't say it, I don't know, maybe, I'm sure they would disagree otherwise, but I definitely experienced in my 4 years at university a lot of favoritism. Become pals with your teachers, kiss some ass, because I do think it will help you out. Don't be scared to become pals with the teachers. Number 9, now this one is only relevant to some people. I wish I would have just done it, because I'd say it to myself every single year, and that is, you won't do it, but do the reading before you go to class. Because my God, it will help you so much. When you're writing an essay, when you go to an exam, that knowledge that you made yourself read before your 9 a.m. seminar is going to just somehow come out of your brain, and you're going to be like, oh, so glad I had my own back. Or when you're sat in a seminar and you're really hungover, and your teacher looks at you and she asks you a question about chapter 7 and you didn't read chapter 7, you're gonna look like a bit of a dick. So just do the reading. Number 11 is if you have a passion or a side project or something that you've always wanted to do, university is the time to do it. Now, yes, you will have a lot on your plate, you will have a lot of work to do, but as busy as you feel right now, when you're working full time, you have even less time to do things. So if you want to do something, if you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want to learn to knit, that was the best thing I could come up with. If there's something you want to do, use your spare time at university to develop it, because you have more time than you think you do. And that nicely leads on to the overall theme of this video that I really want you to think about all the time when you are planning your university career. You have time. The best gift that you have out of all of this is time. Don't go straight away if you're not sure what you want to do. And to be honest, I've experienced it. Most people, when they leave university, still don't know what they want to do. Just take your time to find out who you are. University is one of the best experiences that I've ever had. Would I do it differently? 100%, but I'm sure that most people look back on all things that they've done in life and they could tweak it. So it's really not the be all and end all. If you do pick a degree and end up changing, or if you end up going and you suffer really badly with mental health and you quit, that is fine, because everyone is on their own path and you need to do what makes you happy, because that is the most important thing. I hope that this video helped you. I hope that these tips were useful to you. If you have any that you want to share with the viewers, then definitely put them in the comments below. I hope that if you are going to go to university either this year or in the future, that this helps set you up for an easier start. On top of developing academically, you are going to grow as a person at university. So I wanted these tips to be really about the personal development side of what I had learned while I was there, because really I take that and I treasure it so much more than the piece of paper that I earned at the end, because those 4 years, 3 years, you're going to change so much and you're going to develop into the wonderful person that you will be when you leave. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video on Sunday. Bye.